The queues at the same re-registration centres got longer despite the rollout of new measures by the National Communications Authority to address the chaos associated with the process. Listen to some of these frustrated customers.
I
couldn't do it because after being through the line, they told me that I have to do some linking, and because I've done the linking yesterday, I cannot do it yesterday now, so I have to come next day.
The line, even the queue is not going. And so for me, I want to go home. I want to come later on, maybe next month. Because for me, I've already done the process on my phone. It's left with the caption of the fingers. And
a group calling itself Concerned Mobile Network Subscribers decided to act. Now, they declared Tuesday, the 8th of February, as a no-calls day to protest the cumbersome nature of the exercise and also to demand better treatment from the telcos.
The way the situation is going, it's very bad. The government is saying nothing about it. Do you get it? And we, the individuals in the country, don't know anything or whatsoever it's going on, which is very bad. So I think I'm going to join. So I'm not going to make any calls during that period.
Yeah, I'll join in. I'll comply with them. I'll join them to do whatever they want to do because I think I agree with their points. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of people gather around. I think it's just too much, and they have to find another way of doing this SIM car registration.
A police officer who was pursuing a trotro driver at Atiko Junction in Accra drove into bystanders and killed one person, injuring others.
Trotro driver, no this speed.
We all just heard loud honks from a trotro vehicle running at top speed. Just drive past us. In just a few seconds, we saw a taxi tailing it. The taxi veered off the main road and knocked down one man there. It then crossed over to the other pavement and knocked down one lady. Her name is Abna. As we were wailing, a policeman emerged from the crowd. We even thought he was just here to calm the tensions until he said he was the driver of the taxi and that he was pursuing a trotro driver.
Let's hear from the African Center for Energy Policy. They are asking the Finance Ministry to abandon any plan to lend GNPC some $199 million of oil revenue, insisting it will be unlawful.
Now, there is a bit of background to how they got that. Those incidentals interest in the two fields. So for Cosmos to facilitate regulatory clearance and all of those things, they agreed that they were going to cede part of what they have acquired from Occidental to GNPC. So the total is $750 million. So if GNPC is going to take additional 7% each in both fields, then they are going to have to raise $200 million to be able to finance that. In the announcements that GNPC made to the public on their acquisition of the additional interest, they failed to provide clarity on how they intend to finance that acquisition. Around the same time, the Ministry of Finance came out with the budgets, and that was also not evident in how much GNPC was supposed to collect. It doesn't show, the budget doesn't show that that allocation has been made from existing oil revenues to them. So then it leaves room for speculations as to how GNPC is going to raise their financing to be able to go acquire those interests.
Well, government says this act by ASEP is disingenuous.
It's a mixture of factors. In the early days of our commercial oil production, GNPC had a strong balance sheet, had cash reserves, some years $200 million.
Just about $200 million.
Right. So along the way, you notice that GNPC started giving out loans even to the Ministry of Finance, to other states, pre-financing state projects for other agencies in the sector, and those monies never get paid back. And then that in the end, the cash reserves have been. I mean, the objective that the organization, the corporation set for itself, and how managers along the way, the various managers try to fit the objective of the corporation into the overall national objective. Because national oil companies, they are not only there to, especially in our developing countries, they are not only there to deliver GNPC, going to give money for people to plant trees and all of those things, spending heavily on corporate social responsibility, among others. You definitely see that their cash balance becomes deteriorating over the time.
128,000 cedis. That's how much the Ghana Airport Company is reported to have spent on decorations. Board chairman of the company, Paul Adomotri, details the expenditure.
2021, 128,366 is a total amount of money that was spent on 2 terminals, Terminal 2 and Terminal 3. Because now in 2021, Terminal 3 has arrived. 2021, Terminal 2 and Terminal 3 spent 128,366. We have not finished the story. So when this came up, this is the critical part of the intervention. We decided that the company, and I have to take you back to 2016, where we write here that this money was totally paid by the company. This 126 was paid out of the company's coffers. So when we arrived at this position, because the leadership was involved, we decided that, well, let us see whether we can get some sponsorship for this.
Fans of the Black Stars got so disappointed after the team lost in their opening game at the Africa Cup of Nations football tournament.
From the last 4 years, the confidence in Black Stars is not there currently, because their performances are not good, and I'm really not sure about today's match. But no, I don't have too much hopes for the match, but then we will see. My expectations, I think they'll do well. They are a good team. I am very sure they are a good team, and usually, first matches and the first time, most of them are playing for their first time, so I think it's like that.
Just expecting them to win, because the masses has really, lose hope in the Black Stars. So above all, I'm just expecting them to win today's match. Yeah. So even today, I just closed early from work just to, watch today's match.
This time, Black Stars, I'm not interested in their game too much as they used to play first. Gabon, we used to score them. So the game against Gabon, we know that by all means, they can win. They can win. I have hope in them. They can win.
And that's a wrap of the week with me, Hannah Odame.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and click the bell icon and get notified every time we share something interesting. We would love to have you on there.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.